Okay, hello everyone. This is a briefing that will cover the snowfall for tomorrow, February 24th, but also cover what precedes it. Okay, so here are my forecasted amounts for tomorrow right now. These are very preliminary, and I was very hesitant to do it, but I guess it's less than 24 hours out now, so I kind of have to. So the reason why some of the margins here are so large, like for example, I put David City down as between 4 inches and 7 inches. You might be like, well, that's a huge spread. 4 and 7 makes a huge difference. Yes, well, the problem with that is there's still quite a bit of model disagreement on how much snow will exactly fall. So that's why I haven't really that's why I'm not putting specific amounts down yet for most places. So I'll read it out for you in case you can't see my screen or anything like that. For Seward and Lincoln, I'd say about 2 to 5 inches is a pretty good amount. If models continue the trend more southward, then we might be flirting with 3 to 6, but I just put down 2 to 5 right now. David City is 4 to 7. I already said that. Oahu, 4 inches to 6 inches. They're kind of flirting with warning criteria there, but not really. Um, they're fine with an advisory for now. Plattsmouth is at 1 inch to 2 inches. That very hesitant to put down Plattsmouth because they're kind of on the battleground pretty much of will they get measurable snow or not. Beatrice, I was saying half to 1 inch. Once again, a half of an inch to 1 inch. It could end up being a bit more than 1 inch, but I didn't want to put in like 1.25 inches because that just looks stupid in this. Nebraska City. Oh wait, well, Falls City. You guys are kind of in the no models give you really good snow thing. I put down you guys as a trace to 1 inch, although I don't think you guys will get 1 inch. I just put down to 1 inch to be safe in case the models continue the trend southward. Then you guys might be flirting with sort of measurable snow there. Nebraska City, 1 inch to 2 inches. Actually, now I think about it, I don't think I meant to put down an inch to 2 inch for Plattsmouth. I think maybe 2 inches to 3 inches, or 1 inch to 3 inches should be good for Plattsmouth. So if you guys in Plattsmouth get a bit more than 2 inches, then remember the fact that I said you might get a bit more than 2 inches. All right, so here's a little thing that I just had to include in here. We are currently having a record low snowfall season so far. We have recorded 5.1 inches of snow this year, which is very low for normal. The lowest winter on record was 7.2 inches. That was back in the winter of 1967, 1968. So for us to not break that record, we need to get at least 2.1 inches here in Lincoln tomorrow for that record to be safe. And once again, I'm not discounting the month of March. The month of March has brought us some good snows before, but I'm just saying if we don't want to be flirting with that, then we need more than 2.1 inches tomorrow. Okay, so here's a deal that I was kind of hesitant to include in here, and I'll explain why in a second. The entire coverage area, except for far northwestern, or the northwestern half, excuse me, of Butler County, is in the Storm Prediction Center's marginal risk for severe weather. And the reason that is because some storms might be able to produce some hail today. But here's the reason why I'm not so fond of this area is because I don't think conditions are right for a large hail threat. I mean, yeah, some tiny hail could be possible in isolated areas, but there might not even be any hail at all. I'm not going to really be the one to say that there won't be hail, but there's a possibility that there could be no hail. And if there is hail, I think it'll be a bit too small. So that's why I'm not too fond of this marginal risk being issued for us. But I guess it's better safe than sorry. Okay, so here's a little summary of what I just said in this presentation. First of all, I forgot to say, winter weather advisory has been issued by OAX. Lancaster counties in the coverage area. I completely agree with the winter weather advisory. I think there are a couple models saying that we could get up to winter storm warning criteria in Saunders and Butler counties, but for right now, I think it's a bit too early, and there have been too few models saying that we're going to get winter storm advisory snow levels for one to be issued. So I agree with the winter weather advisory. So the system will move in today as rain. And yeah, the system will move in today as rain. Isolated thunder will be possible. I'm not exactly confident that we will get thunder anywhere in the coverage area. The reason for that being is because the instability seems like it'll be settled more south of here. But don't take my word for that 100%. I could be wrong. Snow amounts. Okay, so basically here's the deal. So we will get precipitation from this storm system. We will get precipitation from the storm system. But the thing is, it depends on what time the rain changes to snow. That's a big deal. And basically, the later the models have the rain changing to snow, the less snow there is. So it's not the track that matters. The track might matter a bit. Like, for example, there's one model that has a more northerly track, but that's an outlier. But it's more when the rain will change to snow. The change to snow should be before sunset tomorrow. So I'd say the average that the models have us changing to snow in Lincoln is about 3 a.m. And it should happen in the I shouldn't have said overnight because it could happen in like the mid morning down in Falls City, like after sunrise. um, Hazardous driving conditions, and the reason for that is not because of snow in general, but because there is the potential for blowing and drifting snow, and winds. If the snow gets heavy enough here tomorrow, that could make for near blizzard conditions. So it's definitely something to watch out for because the wind will be pretty intense tomorrow, will cause for blowing and drifting snow. Um, it could make for some higher amounts of snow where the winds are stronger and it drifts. So yeah, definitely be on the lookout for that. Yeah, I already said winter weather advisory in effect for Lancaster, Seward, Butler, Saunders, and Cass counties. And there are winter storm warnings up to the north of the coverage area, like in Dodge County where Fremont is. But basically, that's not in the coverage area. But if you're planning on going up north, I know I have a follower that lives in Dodge County, even though that's not in the coverage area. Definitely be careful when driving tomorrow. And so I'm going to switch now. I want to switch windows from this to the radar software. And okay, so this is the future radar from one model. It's the HER model. And so this is going to be at 11 a.m. today. This is what the radar's predicted to look like by this one model at 11 a.m. today. And I said yesterday in my forecast that there was a rain chance for the far southeastern coverage area. Well, there's the rain chance. And so as we go a bit forward, the rain chances continue. We might see a few scattered sprinkles all across the coverage area as the day goes on, like into the early afternoon. And then once we get into the later afternoon, the evening, this storm system moves in, which starts bringing us the rain like I promised. And then so it's a bit iffy. This thing, I think, has the precipitation changing over to a mix of rain and snow a bit too early. This is at 7 p.m., and it already clips western Seward and Butler counties with a rain-snow mix. So that pink right there is a rain-snow mix. The green, yellow, orange, red colors are obviously rain, and the blue colors, white colors are obviously snow. So yeah, I think it has it going a bit too early because look, it has it all snow for Butler County by 8 p.m. And it has the rain and snow mix penetrating Lancaster County by about 9 p.m. And then as we go forward a bit more, it goes a bit further in, has almost all Saunders County with just snow by 10 p.m. And then finally the snow starts to see Lincoln at about 11. And then the reason why I don't like this color palette is because there's actually no color for light snow. So yeah. So that's the reason why I'm not a huge fan of this model and what it says. So I will definitely keep you guys updated throughout the day. I will probably issue one more typed out forecast later on this evening. I'm probably going to issue a bulletin of some sort if the models keep on giving us a good amount of snow. I've been thinking about what type of bulletin that will be, whether it'll be a general bulletin or a special bulletin, and I'm going to continue thinking about that, and that ultimately depends on what the trends seem to be. I will probably be issuing a bulletin, but the type of bulletin it is depends on what I see throughout the day, and that'll likely be issued after the 18Z run of the GFS comes out, which is probably going to be in the early evening. So yeah, thank you. And if you have any questions, then ask me on my Twitter page at @LNK_weather. And I will for sure keep you guys updated. I'll post many tweets throughout the day with model runs on the snow potential, and any changes from what I said in this briefing will be shared on my Twitter page. So thank you for watching this, and I'll keep you updated.